Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second episode of Noglishnyr Korsud, the Savageland of Festival. So, last episode, we set up the first basic draft of our fortress. We set up the task, we found a lake of magma right over there, where we set up a nice little courtyard, we set up some basic installation. Basically, it's starting well. I have some great plans for this fortress, and now that we are in summer, we should have migrants sooner rather than later. The bedroom is almost done, which means soon the dwarves will be able to sleep in actual bed, so I'm quite excited for that. Now we do have another monster slayer that has come to our fortress. Omar Sprinkle-Tricked, a human, wishes to reside in Savageland of Festival for the purpose of eradicating monster. Will we approve your demand? Welcome home. And here we have some migrants that have just arrived, so let's see how much we got. 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that all? Oh no, we got a fifth one. How exciting. Alright, so we have 5 migrant right here. 3, no, they're all farmer types, so that won't do. One of them will be converted to a mason, and the others will do other things. So give me a second and I will rectify this. So here we are back in the fortress. Our bedroom has been completed. I've set up the entire room to be smoothed out, and I've organized the tasks. So we've got a broker here, Hordium Saxular, who will be our mason. We've got an herbalist that will process all the plants, so they will spin the thread and make sure that we get the use out of those pigtails. We have a big beekeeper who won't be doing much. I've set them up to only do stone detailing and oling. We need those kind of people. We have, I think it's Kel that will be doing milker and cheesemaker. And we have Zolban. Zolban will be doing farming, classic farming and oling. So that's it for immigrants. They are still getting used to the place. Our woodworker has finished setting up stuff, I think. No, they haven't. Alright. Well, perfect. So apparently our dogs have run after some kind of creature. I think it was this giant mole. And they've gone all the way down to the farm. And no one can make them come back because they're harassed by a giant mosquito flying high up in the sky that we just can't reach. So people are just scared of him. I don't know, my dwarf seems to think that this gigantic mosquito that doesn't even attack them is dangerous. Oh, so apparently the Olm people have fight a bit. So that's interesting. We'll have to keep a better eye on them. So the general stockpile area has been completed, so now I will be crafting what is, in my opinion, the most and fun thing that we could be doing. A dining room, a great meeting hall for the different people that will come. So here we shouldn't make any stairs, so I'll just move this back a bunch. Here we go. Then we'll just zigzag a bit through there, and yeah, this would be the hallway leading straight to our goal. That is a great meeting hall that will impress people from all around the lands, because it's important to have a great place for people to meet and eat and drink and tell stories, because this is the frontier where we will be doing all kinds of stuff. Because realistically, this will be the first place that people come to when they need to go to the Eastern continent for whatever reason. So, like, if there's an adventure, it'll go through here. So we need as a military force that is mighty and strong. So my plan to really make as much of an impressive thing as possible is to devise a little something that is quite cool. So you see right here, it's right on top of the. We're trying to get to right in the middle, so the middle should be right here. All right. So those 6 squares are the middle of the. They're the middle of the meeting hall. So what I want here is to carve out a depth. So I channel this this area, and what our goal will be is making this little place into a waterfall that will go directly in the middle of the meeting hall. That will boost the happiness of the various dwarves that will frequent it massively, and people will like it. We'll put some tables, we'll smooth out the place. It will be magnificent. So I will let the fortress run a little bit, and I will come back to you when we've moved on in our various projects. We have a new monster slayer, Siko Urgepool, that wish to reside with us. We will accept them. And another one has wished to join, Dodok Machine Merge. Welcome. So now that this bedroom is over, we have lots of people enjoying their sleep in a comfy bed for the first time in God knows how many months. And here we have the mined out dining room. We have a little channeling chute for the water. We have everything prepared. We just need to mine out the wall to let the water flood in and make a cute waterfall. I've made walls around there so that I can make an accessible food stockpile that people would just go in, fetch their foods and drinks, and then go out. I made some alcove around the 4 corner where I'll put private tables and stuff, or maybe I'll put like statues and things that will pump up the dining room, and I'll make the kitchen right around here, and yeah, that way I'll have lots of potential food to serve my customer. So here we are. We have finally completed the waterfall going down in the middle of what will be our tavern. So right here we can see the water flowing down. We've built a wall to contain it if it ever goes out, and then it goes down. There's the little river going down that doesn't bother us, and there's a bit of mist going around making dwarf happy and moist. We'll make a couple of chairs and tables all around the place to give a spot for visiting people. We also, in the bedroom, we have almost finished, well, not almost finished, but we've started smoothing the floor and walls, making it way more beautiful for the dwarf to live in. I've also started making a little study for our expedition leader, who will also be our manager. So let's do that immediately. We'll appoint him as manager. Welcome, Heuristic Troder, to your new position. And we'll designate this chair for the management position. Now we will be able to use work orders to do lots of fun stuff. Now I'll focus on making chairs and tables. So this mason shop will be for tables, and this mason shop will be for thrones. As soon as the thrones are over, we will make another order of thrones, and that will be great. I'll also put up doors in front of the dormitory and in front of the lava. This way we're way more safe um, in the face of possible problematics. We have this general stockpile area that will be greatly useful. I'll also put some wheelbarrow for it. We've cut a lot of wood up here. There are cherry flowers and lots of fruits on the ground that we could very well use. So I'll implement the gather plant command on the entirety of the forest because we don't want to leave fruits hanging around when we could cultivate them and make them into alcohol. Our dwarf needs to drink all sort of things after all. We can't just make them drink one type of alcohol. Plum helmet wine gets old after a while. Talking about plum helmet wine, we are pretty nicely set up in terms of cultivation. We have lots of query bush, lots of plum helmet, a couple of cave wheat and pigtails. We have ale, beer, rum, and wine. Lots of wine. We have a couple of dwarven syrup, goat milk. We are well set up. We have a station for milking and cheese making, and a station for plant processing into barrels and bags. Yeah. So that covers it for now. I think I'm gonna start expanding the farm area a little bit right here, and for this meeting hall we'll start carving out the kitchen because it's well the time for this kind of business. We'll also set up a little area just here for bones and butchery. So butchery, fish cleaning, etc. will be done here, and we'll have just here a stockpile area for all refuse that are actually useful. Branching out from that, we'll make directly a room that will host all kind of craft dwarfs that will be focusing on basically anything bone related. And autumn has come, so with the coming of autumn means that we will get a dwarven caravan that will come and sell with us. That is absolutely great. I just can't wait. This means that we'll have access to lots of products that we can't produce yet, like metals and weapons and some seeds, maybe even some more animals. If we see some goats, we're taking them. So we're gonna get this work order in place, and then we'll see what it gives us. So there was a little bit mistake that was made. I didn't calculate the possibility that water would overflow and crundles would come crawling in. And yeah, so now there's water all over the place that we want to call our tavern. But not to worry, because I've devised a system where I'll put a floodgate right over here. Oh my god, crundles are coming in. That's annoying. I'll need to put a door. I'll need to make a door first too, so let's prioritize that. Yeah. So I'll make a floodgate here, and whenever water is running dry, that will require a bit of micromanagement, but I'll open it, and whenever it's too full, I'll close it, so the ground will be a bit muddy. I've also composed a reservoir concept where I'll have this little place right here where water will flow through lots of room, and in this room here we will position a well so that we can run hospitals, and we will use this water for multiple purpose throughout the fortress life. So just hope that my guys will mine out what I tell them to mine. Yeah, there's a couple of crundle that will be annoying us in the fortress, but that doesn't bother me too much. They're crundle after all, they're not that dangerous, and If they pose a problem, we can always just raise our people. And we have lots of monster slayers just waiting for that. Like, let's take a look at this monster slayer. He spotted the... Oh, he's not doing anything. Wow, what do I pay you for? Alright. We're almost done with the trade depot. We are almost done with lots of things, actually. And we have new goats. A new kid goat right here. A new puppy, which is great. Guaranteeing the future generation. That's marvelous. And yeah, I'll come back to you when I've finished organizing my shitty waterfall system. Oh, but actually I won't cut you now, because we have a caravan from Hudibashok, or civilization, the syrups of time. They have just arrived. And that means we will get some merchant. So if you take a look, we have some merchant right here. So we'll start moving stuff. We don't have much yet. I'll confess that. What we do have is a lot of wine. So we'll sell the wine. Like all these barrels. We do have... trying to remember what we do have, because we don't have a lot. We just started, basically. We have a human tooth ring. Oh, that's creepy. I love it. We do have lots of quiver that I'm not using. I think I'm gonna sell some wood. They are dwarves, after all. Woods of this kind is pretty rare. So all this wood, and we'll move it there, and we're gonna say trader requested at depot, so that when the merchant do arrive, and they will be able to because it's accessible, we'll be able to do our things. I think the grundles are doing a bit too much, causing a bit too much trouble, but it sounds like peoples are taking care of them. Yeah, they're chasing them around and just beating them up. And we don't have any losses caused by them, so I'm not that worried about it. So sounds like our miners don't want to accomplish what we've asked of them, which is sad. I mean, it's really not much. But I've created a new mean to accomplish what I want. Okay, bear with me. If they won't get down the stairwell because it's moist, we'll just have to make another stairwell that goes right here. Alright, and then they can just dig out from there on. Brilliant, isn't it? I know. So I'll come back to you when the diplomat reaches my... Oh, well, there he is. Damn, I just keep getting cut off by this dude. That's wonderful. So let's tell him what we desire the most. I'd say some seeds. Yeah, definitely give us more seeds. That will accelerate our agricultural process. Definitely some weapons. We are running dry here. And we are not close to finding any metals, because I'm not getting deep into the ground yet. I have so many other things to take care of before that it's really not a priority. We do need some instrument though, so we're gonna increase the priority on that. Like half of them. We need meat. Meat would be good. So I'm just gonna boost what I need, like on lots of it. That's perfect. Apart from that, yeah, I think we're good. So we're gonna tell the guy, yeah, that's it, and then we're gonna look over his document real quick, finish speaking conversation. Let's look over what he wants. We can give him anything of that nature. Alright, so this is done. The woodworker is doing nothing, the brewer is doing nothing, the herbalist is doing nothing. which is a bit annoying. Let's take a look. He's supposed to be processing plant. And yeah, we don't have enough barrels right now. So we're gonna make lots of barrel to produce as much alcohol as we can. There is a lot of vomit around. People are bringing stuff to the depot. As soon as my miners are done cleaning themselves, boo-hoo, I'm gonna make them take care of this little water issue. But we do have a floodgate that will soon be coming if people want to stop being pussy because, oh, it's dangerous walking in water. Oh, big deal. Alright. Now we just need a courageous dwarf now to come in, which is harder than it sounds. Alright, we have a dwarf that is coming for the up and down staircase. He should be able to take care of that. I'll come back to you guys when I've started to trade and stuff. So here we are. We have brung out all things that we needed to trade. So now we have a big choice of trade goods that we can purchase. We have the equivalent of 336 coins, which is well enough. First off, I want to purchase a bit of leather and cloth because, or no, only leather. Cloth is a bit easier because we don't have much yet, and if we get a Famood that requires one of those, it's gonna be a bit annoying. Now, after that, I think I'll purchase a bit of fishes, yeah, and lobster. Will get us feed up. A bit of watermelon and passion fruits, that should be good. We will also be purchasing some. Our people will learn to love cheese, so we'll purchase some. There are some books, and that's it. Okay, they don't have much of a stock. I'm thinking I could purchase a llama. Female llama. No, that costs way too much money. We'll purchase a copper pick, so we'll eventually have a turn miner available to us, and a donkey leather armor, and that will be it. Oh, I wish I could take so much, but my animals. Oh, okay, so we exceed the weight that he can take, so we'll have to lessen what we give him. Just take things that are more weighty, I guess. Let's go by elimination. We'll give him less wood. It's the thing that is valued less. We'll give him just enough wood to make the transaction worth it. Here we go. So now we've sold him wine, a couple of wood, and that's it. So now we'll bring everything back to our trade depot, and we'll continue working. So it seems like the water has started flooding the future dining room and has started to dissipate. The only problem is it's now extremely muddy on the ground, which isn't so problematic because I can just build some floors over it. The problem is I can just smooth the stone because how do I explain it? Well, it's a bit hard. I'll try smoothing it, like letting it just dry out, since I already have a smoothable thing to do. But yeah, so water is flooding in here. It will take a while to fill out all of this to a 7 level tall water, and in the meantime I'm making some more reservoir. So just this one goes down a couple of level deeps and up to there, where water will be able to just flood right in, which is just great because that will make it so that the water that would go directly toward flooding the waterfall will instead go to here, which will make it so we'll have a controlled amount of water. I'm realizing that I enjoy playing with water in Dwarf Fortress way more than I expected, which is just absolutely great. And I need to keep doing it. I mean, just look at that. It's a mistake, but it still makes me happy, you know? I can't really explain it. Anyway, I'll see you guys when I've completed the underground reservoir. A new monster slayer has asked to join our fortress, and we will approve him. Rogan, then strong. Welcome here. There's this cave crocodile that has been bothering a lot of our people. They've been fighting him for 76 page worth of combat, just punching him in the head and in the neck and just overwhelming him completely. It's really entertaining to just see that because it doesn't seem like it wants to abandon, to surrender itself, to stop fighting or to flee. Even with head cut open, head bruised, neck torn open, etc. Like, every single part of its body has problem. The only problem is that my woodworker and ranger aren't doing shit in that meantime. So that's... Oh! Well, what a coincidence. Migrants have just arrived. So now we will count the number of migrants that have arrived and see what we will do with them. So we have one migrant with what appears to be a sheep. No, it's a lamb. Alright, and a bunny. Alright, interesting. Another migrant. Another one. Another one. That is a piglet. Nice. If we can get another pig, we could get a little meat industry going. A mule foal. Perfect. Let's see you grow strong, little mule. Another migrant. Sorry about that. That is a blue peachick. Oh, nice. We'll have some peachick. Oh, excuse me. I've got the little hips. And we have two sheeps. Oh no, that's a ram. Oh my god. They have the same token, so it's a bit confusing. That was a duck, I think, that just passed by. So it's really a migration of a lot of things that are animals. So we got a bowyer, a ranger, an animal trainer, a fishery worker, a farmer, a mechanic, and a siege operator. So the mechanic will be quite interesting, and the siege operator won't really be useful yet. What I'll do is use one of them as another mason, while the bowyer will serve as another woodworker. Alright? Then I'll use the new farmer as another grower. We need as much of them as we can get. We'll use one of the ranger as a let's see what I need. A crafter. Yeah, we have no crafter. So we have lots of wood and rocks that could be built into beautiful crafts. So we'll train this newly arrived ranger for that. And the animal trainer will train the animal. And do lots of things. And the fishery worker will be, well, a fisher. So I'll take care of that and I'll come back to you after that. So while I was using the good old dwarf therapist, I changed my mind a bit and I've decided to use the siege operator as purely a miner because we need to boost up our productivity to the maximum if we want to survive this tough land. Also, the little reservoir I've started to carve out here is going pretty well. If you see here, we're almost done. And if we take a look at the water level here, it's still in pretty good shape. 4 and 5. When it reaches 7, it will start overflowing here. I've started putting some order for wooden floor all around because we have lots of wood, and I think it would be pretty interesting. The crocodile is still fighting, 76 page and going. They're all on top here. Even some monster slayers are there. It's at this point I'm not even worried about like my ranger. Well, I'll actually look. Yeah, no, they're pretty okay. They're just terrified, and that, you know, that happens. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I've configured the new arrival. We have the fishery. We have people making wooden items. Of course, I need to make for this ranger craft dwarf's workshop. I'll position it right here, well, which would be perfect. So now that this is taken care of, we have moved really near the winter. We have taken care of every priorities that we had. We have a functioning fortress that is just missing a kitchen. We have taken care of most of the water problem. And I mean, it should be good sooner rather than later. With this reservoir, I think I can even start thinking of putting in the order to break that little wall. And that's here that we'll end this episode. I hope you've enjoyed our trip in the Savageland of Festival today too. I've had a blast. It's really cool designing all this fortress and having you guys listen to it. So I can't wait to continue doing it. And I'll see you guys next week. Take care.